back up and take the next step again.
Welcome to Next Step News. I'm Quinn. Today I'm going to go with only 5 topics today, maybe 6. And first one is the renowned cold case detective Ken Maines had an advanced screening of Candace Owens Convicting a Murderer on the Daily Wire Plus. He got to watch the first 5 episodes. We'll take a look at that. Second, Russell Brand exposes the shoe conspiracy of the shoe industry. Bill Maher visited the Joe Rogan Experience. And then John Stossel has a full interview out now with Jared Polis on legal discrimination, crime in Colorado, equity, and school choice. And then today, that is live on KVUE, is the impeachment trial for Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. And also today is the return of the Rubin report, which I'll be checking that out too. So let's go ahead and see what's going on.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so first story up, we have Convicting a Murderer, Candace Owens' response to Making a Murderer, the Netflix documentary. The link is in the description to go check it out. But the Daily Wire, Candace Owens people went ahead and sent the first 5 episodes over to this guy, Ken Maines, a renowned cold case detective. And he looked over their documentary. He had already done one on Making the Murderer. So let's see what he has to say here.
But again, I'm not here to convince you one way or another. I am simply telling you that I reviewed it, thought it was a good show. It didn't tell me, well, I take it back. There were some things in there that I didn't know. Did it surprise me? No, it didn't surprise me. It was very well done. And I think it is a good retort to Making a Murderer. But again, it didn't change my mind. It didn't make me sway one way or another any more than I already did when I did an independent review of the case. But wow, the hate spewed, at least to me, that that's the only thing that I looked at. I don't get on social media and search up how people are responding to this, but a year ago I got a lot of those hate comments, and now just a few days ago I got a bunch more, and I didn't even say one way or another whether what my opinion was of Convicting a Murderer after I reviewed it. I just said it was great to get a true crime documentary that wasn't misleading. That's all I said.
Yeah, so as you can see, he had reviewed Making a Murderer and also Convicting a Murderer. So he had his opinions based on all the evidence he saw. Feel free to take a look at both documentaries. Make up your own mind. Next up, Russell Brand had Galahad Clark, the co-founder and CEO of Vivo Barefoot, on to discuss how the shoe industry stopped looking out for just a normal person.
And in many ways, like what Clark's was 100 years ago, and Clark's actually, funny enough, in the 19th century, were in many ways positioning themselves as a sort of barefoot shoemaker, allowing the foot to develop naturally. But Clark's, like a lot of other companies in the 20th century, sort of lost their way and got bamboozled by technology. And you see that all over. You see that in agriculture, you see that in medicine, you see that in all these big industry changes. And, you know, I would say that Big Shoe was the same, and got sort of distracted by, you know, patents and technology and in the end, and forgot the natural way of doing things.
Yeah, I understand.
And Clark's actually was, you know, and Quakers by their very definition were sticking it to the man, right? They were saying, hold on, all the power's stuck in the church. They refused to swear oaths to, you had to swear an oath to be able to go to university or basically do anything in society, right? And the Quaker was like, F that, we're not going to swear anything to anyone.
Wow. It's one thing about shoes is that I have flat feet and they're wide. I have like 0 arch. And so, yeah, it's been very difficult to find shoes over time. Sometimes I'm a size and a half, 2 sizes larger just because of the width of my feet. I have been able to find shoes that are wider here and there, or gone to some more expensive shoe places to try to get that worked out. But yeah, when you're making shoes for all these athletes, what does that do for the normal person? Separates the foot from the ground more. Let's see what else he's going to say.
So as little spiritual communities, they sort of got together and set up shop, which is sort of to basically look after themselves. And so like the Cadburys, even some of the early British banks were all Quaker businesses, and they educated themselves, and they were really, you know, in many ways pioneered that intersection between business and social justice, and they were at the forefront of the Corn Law.
He definitely has an interesting take on Quakers. I don't know a whole lot, but how he goes into the Quaker beliefs and how connection with the earth, the connection between our feet and the earth is important, because it is the one thing that everybody on earth has, is 2 feet that can connect to the earth, technically connecting everybody else on earth. So that connection between the earth and the feet is very important. Check out the link in the description for the full podcast. Next, Bill Maher was on the Joe Rogan Experience. We're just going to jump in.
Yeah.
And look, if that's the only way you can lose weight, and you lose weight, and that's what starts you along the way, I kind of feel like that, the same way I feel about SSRIs. I've had friends that have had disastrous situations come up because of SSRIs, and I've had other people that got from being suicidal to getting their life in order, and then slowly getting off of them, and then saying it was overall a good thing for them.
Wait, what is SSRI?
Antidepressants.
Oh.
Prozac. Well, Prozac's not one of them.
What does SSRI stand
Yeah,
for?
that's what it is. Selective serotonin re-up inhibitors. It's,
wow.
But
I thought they recently found out that it wasn't the serotonin.
Well, what they found out is it's not a chemical imbalance in your brain.
Right.
The SSRIs are another one where they're not exactly sure why they work. You know, like Zoloft is a good one. They don't know. They just, you know, it helps some people, doesn't help other people. For a lot of people, it just makes them disconnected.
Right.
And they feel like just everything is flat and dull.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. After getting back from Iraq, yeah, the VA, when they diagnosed me with PTSD, they set me up with Zoloft and Prozac. And just like you said, yeah, you feel like a zombie. Wasn't until I moved to New Mexico and got on the medical cannabis program where I got out of that fog, oddly enough. Yes, I joined the cannabis program to get out of the fog of these pharmaceuticals. So, and it's worked out for me a lot better this last decade than any of those pharmaceuticals ever did.
I took a Zoloft once. I don't know why I had a Zoloft in the house, but I thought it
You
was...
recreationally took a Zoloft?
I did not I thought it was a sleeping pill.
Oh.
Because Zo and Loft. I was
Right.
like, oh, this...
Must be.
I don't know. Well, this is a long time ago, and I don't know why it was in my house, but I had one pill, and I remember Zoloft, and I thought, oh, good, I need to sleep. And it...
Go ahead and check out the Joe Rogan podcast on Spotify. The link is in the description below. Okay, got 2 or 3 more to go over. Next, we have Jared Polis doing an interview with John Stossel.
Them than it does about me, whatever they call me.
During the pandemic, you were less authoritarian than other Democrat-run states.
I was proud that we went back to normal, one of the earliest states to kind of end that initial
December
stay-at-home period. Our
13th.
businesses reopened really early. Most of our school districts got back fairly early, like in many states. Some of the cities took a little bit longer, but we really pushed that personal responsibility angle very heavy from the start, saying, look, you're in the best position to, assess your risks. And I mean, yes, if you have your, grandparents living at home, you're at high risk of the virus, you might make different decisions. And if you're young and healthy, so those are really best made by individuals.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Make it the individual choice, but the mandate thing, don't even try it again. It's getting ridiculous. The link to the full video is in the description below. Check out Stossel TV. Next, we're going to go live.
When we seek to introduce any exhibit, there may be continued objections which are going to slow it down. And so I welcome the court's observation that if that starts taking away.
So we have the impeachment of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Looks like they're just going over the different charges.
They wouldn't even talk to us about, we'll agree to some.
It is going on live now, so feel free to check out the link in the description to see how that impeachment trial is going. I don't know all the details. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know. And lastly, I'd like to give a big shout out to the Rubin Report crew. Great job getting back on the grid with the new studio. Looks awesome. Go ahead and see what the last decade's been like for Dave Rubin. But that's all I'm going to show. Check out the link in the description to watch the first full episode back on the grid. Welcome back, everyone. Well, and that's all the clips I have to share with you today. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, share this video. I would like to increase my subscribers, so I appreciate your help. Well, we'll see you on the next one. Let's go ahead and take that next step. So if you made it this far, you know that I double recorded the audio during this entire segment, and I'm figuring things out as I go. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Feel free to leave your comments below. I will take any constructive criticism, advice. I will weigh it against what I'm trying to do or trying to get going here, but I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fall down. I'm going to get back up and take the next step. So if you'd like to see how this all turns out, please hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video and point out all the mistakes I made. Appreciate you.
Take the next step a little bit closer. Take the next step with Quinn. Take the next step, never stop learning. Falling down, then get back up and take the next step again.